I just ran 14 miles training for an ultra marathon, and today we're going to talk about some things you can do to become a better runner.
Folks about made to wave the flag, ooh, they're red, white, and blue. And with a band play, hail to the chief, ooh, they point the cannon at you, yeah.
My watch is all over the place. I'm going to freak this car out. This is 9:30 pace. This is the pace I like to do a lot of my easy recovery runs at to make sure I stay in zone 2 and I stay relaxed. Faster, okay? This is 8:30 pace. Not easy, not hard, just somewhere in between. Something I like to do my aerobic runs at. Go a little faster. This is 7:30 pace. This is a harder effort, something I like to do my tempo runs at. This is 7-minute pace. This is the pace I ran my last marathon, running a 3:04. This is 6:30 pace. This is something that I can sustain for about a mile or two in a row. This is 6-minute pace, a pace that is unsustainable for me to hold for many miles at a time.
Baby, I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break, 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 break. And the biggest gonna...
Something that has really helped me when I get going with running is not starting as fast as possible. Let your body warm up, let your heart rate warm up, get comfortable with your stride. So don't worry about the pace. Make sure you build in warm up before you go out on the runs. That could be some calf raises, that could be some leg swings, some high knees, and then increase those miles. So give yourself your best chance to perform your best, even on easy run days. A couple other things I really like to think about are: one, stride length. So we don't want to be overextending ourselves. We want to think about striking under the body to propel us forward. And two, on a sunny day, I love to look at my shadow. Your head should not be oscillating because that likely means we're caving. Your head should be stable in that shadow without a lot of up and down movement. That's going to help you know that you're not collapsing or pounding too hard on one leg or the other. Something else I really like to do to help me keep my heart rate down at the start is I really like to focus on trying to breathe in through my nose and out through my nose as long as I possibly can and warm up. This helps me keep controlled with my running and with the speed that I'm going, and it helps me keep myself in check, especially on that first mile. So just kind of breathing in through your nose, out through your nose, big deep breaths as you're warming up is a really great way to allow the heart rate to slowly increase. If you guys are running longer than, let's say, 60 minutes, training for a half marathon, training for a marathon, food and fuel is going to be one of the most important things that you can focus on. That is as important as the workout itself. You can be running great, and if you're not fueled properly or you don't have your food planned out, you can bonk. And all of that hard work you did ends up, not paying off just because of the fueling strategy wasn't there. So typically it's recommended for like 30 to 50 grams of carbs per hour, depending, give or take 100 to 300 calories every hour or every 45 minutes for how long you're going to be running to make sure that you stay fueled. If you're only going out for a 60-minute run, you don't really need to fuel, but if you're going to be going much longer than 60 into that 90 or even 2-hour plus range, definitely plan ahead so that you have your fuel planned out and you have enough with you when you go on those runs. And along the lines of fueling, it's super important to look at 72 hours before you go out for your long runs or your races. A lot of people think, oh, the night before I need to eat everything I can find. Well, that's too late to top off those glycogen stores. So you can top them off, but we need to start building them, and you start building them 72 hours in advance. So start having a little extra rice, potatoes, pasta, whatever it is you like to eat about 3 days before that big race, rather than just the night before. Oh, there's my gloves. I was looking for those. I leave for my first ever ultra marathon tomorrow, and I'm just kind of going through my gear, making sure that I've got it all spread out and I've got everything that I need. So from my hydration vest to extra water bottles, it's a cupless race, my hat, my socks, really high quality socks and extra socks, some gels, some gloves, you name it. I've got drop bags. We have to bring it all with us. And one of those other things that I'm going to be taking is Element. And Element is the sponsor of today's video. So in my hydration vest, I'm going to have another water bottle. I'm going to have specific water bottles just for this element, and I'm going to be carrying element packets with me. Why? Because it's so important to balance your electrolytes. If your electrolytes aren't balanced, your energy production will not be supported. So what this packet does is it has 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. The most important piece is that 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So more salt, not less, to help support that electrolyte balance, to keep the energy production in your cells going, so that way you can feel your best when you're out on the course. So I will have a specific water bottle for my element, a second one for my element, and then I'll have one for water. Because at times I might just want to taste something that doesn't taste as salty, but I will be going back and forth, carrying extra packets with me. So when I say water alone is not enough, I truly mean it. If you talk to anyone running longer distances, wanting to feel their best, you're gonna tell you have to balance your electrolytes. It's very, very important to not just be putting in that pure water, because you can dilute those electrolytes and then that will actually lead you to feeling more fatigued. So these little packets are gonna be super easy to carry, they're gonna be really beneficial, and they will be in all of my water bottles. You can get your free sample pack with 8 single serving packets with all different flavors, so you can try them all out by clicking the link below. That's drinklmnt.com/Kristi Eramo, KRISTIERAMO, or drinkelement.com/Kristi Eramo. Now, back to today's video.
Let's lay in the dead grass, stare at the stars, run away and live.
I don't know about you, but I'm a tea person. So hydration, super important. I like the Element. I had one of those actually in my little bottle when I ran, and then I took a goo pack. I went a little further than I anticipated, so I didn't have enough food. So like I was telling you guys, fuel is really important. But I was just going through my stats, and I'm at a 40-mile week so far. It's Friday, and I got 40 miles in, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm gonna do my first ultra, which leads me to one of the points that I think is gonna be really important for you guys is, just in case you're wondering what I'm drinking for tea, it's lemon and peach mixed together, really good, caffeine free. But one of the points that is really beneficial for you guys is consistency. So I didn't start running 40-mile weeks. I started at that 12 to 15 miles, and I stayed there for a while. And then I bumped up about 10%. And then I was up to 16 to 18 miles, and then I bumped up 10% again. So this has been a long time coming, and I think it's really important that we all just want to jump in. We want to be 40, 50, 60-mile weeks, but that's a really good way to get yourself injured and to work to an overuse injury, or to end up with an overuse injury. So we need to make sure that we are strong on one leg, that our glutes, our hamstrings, everything's doing the work, and that we're consistent, and we only make small 10% increases per week. That way you look at it as a long-term goal, and you don't just try to jump right into it and then end up injured. So like anything else, longevity is gonna be the key, consistency is gonna be key to staying healthy and to improving your running. So next I'm going to take care of my calves and smash out my TFL, because I wanna keep my legs feeling good, and then share a couple more thoughts with you all. So come to my yoga studio.
Hey, feeling good, like I should.
Have my Zen plants. Oh. All right. Kind of funny, but sometimes when I just light a candle, I feel like instantly more zen. So when I run often, I sometimes feel like my hips get tight, so I like to use the foam roller before, after, a couple times a day. I don't spend long, 3 to 5 minutes, just smashing out my hips. So when I say my hips, I'm actually gonna kind of hot dog it. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but I'm gonna bring that foam roller right into my hip, and instead of rolling up and down, I'm actually gonna kind of roll side to side here, go cross fiber with my muscles, and just loosen up those TFLs a little bit, because they like to work really hard when you're running, especially when you're running fast. And I just kind of find where it feels like a little junky, and I'm just gonna smash out right there. And I'm gonna do it on each side for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. Nothing crazy. And I just find that by continuing to work on the hips, it keeps me loose and it keeps me feeling good on my runs, and it keeps me healthy. And that's really the goal, is to enjoy what we're doing and not to hurt while we're doing it. I like to do yoga in here in the mornings and just look out the window. Mila hangs out and watches me. Got my plants, I'll light a candle. And I think that leads us into the next piece, which is rest days. I hate taking rest days, but I can promise you they are the most important thing that you can do. So when it comes to rest days, next I'm gonna do my glutes. So when it comes to rest days, they are super, super, super important, because your body needs time to recover. Like, you can't just keep working and put yourself into a hole. Otherwise, you're never gonna recover and you're never going to make improvements. And then you're gonna end up injured. We don't want that. So it's wild. I notice that I know when I'm due for a rest day my resting heart rate that I track it every night starts to get really high. And then also my sleep kind of gets a little funky and my body starts to hurt a little bit. So it's like, okay, I definitely have to build that rest day in. As soon as I take a full rest day, I sleep so good, the most sound that I sleep any other night of the week, and my resting heart rate drops. And that's because I gave my body a chance to just let go and relax. And then my runs end up better and I end up making more progress. I understand what it's like to be like, no, I can't take a rest day. I'm gonna feel like I'm getting behind, or I feel like I'm being lazy. That's not true at all. We all need rest days where we take care of our body and we give our mind and our body a break. And that's only gonna help you reach your goals, and it's gonna help you stay healthy long term. And it makes me just kind of slow down. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely like to go, whatever it is that I'm doing. And I think it's a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. So just kind of taking some time to just chill out, light a candle, do some yoga, stretch, take care of my body, and then I always feel instantly better, and it helps me just slow down a little bit.
Another really common trap that we see people fall into is when they're starting their runs when they feel fresh, they're starting out at paces that they're not going to be able to maintain for the duration of the run that they're shooting for. And that either leads to burnout, discouragement, or just lack of enjoyment running. A lot of times that also means mechanics are going to start breaking down a whole lot earlier. When we're taking off on our runs, we should be at a pace that honestly feels too easy. And that should ideally be a pace that we're hanging on for the entirety of our run. We don't want to start out feeling fresh at a pace that 1 mile in, 2 miles in, or 3 miles in, all of a sudden we're struggling to hold, or that run becomes a whole lot more effort than it's supposed to be. The majority of our runs should be at a fairly moderate to easy effort. We want to spend time out on the road, we want to spend time working on our mechanics, literally just spending time running and learning what zones you're going to be in during runs. Like zone 2, zone 3, where we're nice and efficient, it's a comfortable pace, we can focus on keeping our arms tight, we can focus on moving them back and forth, focus on staying light on our feet, and we can focus on our breath work, which is going to make us better runners, even if we're not running faster. If you found this video helpful, smash the like button. If you want to learn more about IBEX training and how you can mix your lifting and your running to become a better lifter and a better runner, check the link below. We'll catch you guys in the next video.
I know you're bleeding. I'ma sit and shake this water.